right, so let's go try a different thing here today. Today we're going to do you are a truck driver. You want to become a truck driver. All right. There's a lot of people out there that promote truck driving and they love it. Well, it ain't what it used to be. So, I'm going to give you the lowdown on my experience anyway. I'll give you the lowdown, okay? You want to be a truck driver. Hey, that's awesome. Everybody wants to be Smokey and the Bandit, you know. Everybody wants to be, you know, the Snowman, BJ and the Bear, you know, Breaker with Chuck Norris. Everybody wants that kind of lifestyle, but I'll tell you what truck driving is, okay? 3 weeks out at a time, at least, at the minimum, if you want to make money. 3 weeks out at a time. I got, give me a minute, I got a message, and I got to swipe that out the way. And another one dawns. Well, all right. So you want to be a truck driver? It's 3 weeks out at a time, and you live in you'd be better off in prison. I'm going to tell you off the bat, you'd be better off in prison because you live in an 8x4 cell all day long. This is why my handle was on the CB was cell block, and I had it on the back of my truck, cell block, because I mean that's that's basically you're a prisoner to the truck. You'd be better off in prison because you get 3 hots and a cot, you know. Fuck, you're better off in prison. You want to be a truck driver? That's 3 weeks out at a time. You ain't got no friends because you're out for 3 weeks. You come home to your house. You got 34 hours off before some company is, let's say you're a company driver. Let's say you're just getting into this and you're a company driver. And you're out there for 3 weeks. Then you get home for 34 hours goes by. Your company is going to be hounding you to get back out there. Yeah, we got a load for you. Got to be done. Yeah, you know. So you ain't got no friends. You know the streets of Missouri better than you do, you know, the streets of your own house. Thus, I mean, I live in Kentucky. I don't know fucking shit about these streets. I spent 30 years out there on the road. I know my way around Montana better than I do around my own town that I live in. You know, I lived in Tennessee for quite a while, and I'll tell you, I know my way around Memphis better than I ever did around my own house because I was never home. There's how do you compensate for that? I mean, so you want to be a truck driver and you ain't got no friends because if you're only home for 34 hours, you know, you ain't got no friends. You see all these. I remember being a kid and having friends, real friends, and coming over and we'd swap engines out in the car or change transmissions or, you know, swap axles and stuff like that, you know. And that was the good old days. You know, that's when you have friends. And as a truck driver, you ain't got no friends. You live in a truck all the time. That's your home. And it varies from place to place, you know. I mean, now here's another thing that I'll get to. See, back in the old days, when I got into it, we used to stop at regular stops. So we would stop, you know, at Grandma's Kitchen down in Florida, or, you know, Dottie's out there in Missouri, or something like that. And you'd see the same servers or waitresses. And that was great. They were friends. You know, they would, it'd be 3 weeks, but they would say, hey, where you been? Well, I've been to New York, Massachusetts, you know, out to California, Oregon, down to Missouri, and, well, here I am. And they would love it. That's fine. But they were always the same servers, same restaurants, old mom and pops, you know. Nowadays, all you got is Pilot, and Pilot loves TA, whatever, and their employees come and go. They don't know you. They don't give a shit about you. You know, you're just another fucking chump to them. But back in the day, yes, they remembered when people would come around, which was awesome. By the way, you want to be a truck driver, that's the problem. You're gonna run into that right there. Thus, 3 weeks out, you ain't got no friends, you ain't got nothing. I will make a video on what you can do to better yourself while you're out there. And here's one other thing. I got one thing to put out there, and this is off the subject. This is not trucking. How come like gambling, them gambling sites on the television always say at the bottom, it's always got the little words that say, you know, gambling problem, call, you know. How come you don't see like a Budweiser commercial that says drinking problem, you know, call? I mean, did anybody ever think about that? Anyway, well, there's my word for the day. I will get back to you. And yes, I'll put in, I'll do a video on what you can do to better yourself. If you decide to do this, I'll put a video out there to tell you how you can better yourself instead of just being a dumbass steering wheel holder. You know what I mean? So